All right, here with Bethel associate coach Ed Huckaby. The Bruins win it tonight 67-57 over the Woodside Wolverines to move to coach 16-7 overall, as you guys will be taking on Norview in a rematch from the game played at the Reebok-Iverson Crossover Showcase. I know you and Coach Brehan and the crew have to be happy to get this one, given that you'd lost to Woodside just a few days ago.
Yeah, you know what? We looked at the film, and it really wasn't, not taking any credit for Woodside, but our defensive effort just wasn't there. And if you saw it tonight, our defensive effort was something because it had them playing east and west rather than playing north. But they're a tough team to keep out the paint, particularly Brevard. I think he's a mid-major type point guard because he plays with pace. He's a tough cover.
Yeah. Well, at one point, I think at halftime, you guys held them to 25% shooting out. Rebound on 16-5. So your board work tonight, led by the big man in the middle. We'll get to your stud offensive scorer tonight, Marcus Banks, in a second. But Obi Okafor, he's starting to blossom little by little each time.
Yeah, he is. And you know what's unsung, what people didn't get? Josh Askew, 6'4", 6'5" wing. He is another Division I prospect. Not plugging it. I'm just saying, if you look at all the stuff that he does, it reminds me, if you go back and look at years ago, remember how Matt Doherty played when he had Jordan and Perkins on. He was the guy that kind of glued everything together because you didn't have to run anything for him, but he was a good enough player to make plays. And that's what I thought he did tonight. Well,
and Marcus Banks, let's chat about him. 34 points, 12 of 12 from the foul line. You're not going to find many guys, high school, college, or pro, go perfect from the foul line. He was in a groove tonight.
You know what? Marcus is a heck of a player. If you think about it, he scored 5 points the last time we played Woodside.
Really?
Foul trouble, and he fouled out. He fouled out, I think, in the third quarter.
So this one meant something.
So he got some charges, and you know, he's a big guard. So he's gonna, you know, he's learning as he goes how to play with pace and how to, you know, ride contact and play angles. And he's getting better and better.
Well, I gave you guys props online in that the third quarter he had 3 fouls and you elected to keep him in the game, and it really helped extend the lead with what he did in that period.
Yeah, through the scout, I think Marcus learned through the last time we played him, pick your spots. And then we found a matchup that we like with him, even though, you know, for us, you could end up in transition matching up with anyone.
Sure.
So, but he played smart.
You mentioned Josh Askew. Aaron Chappelle, another guy that kind of goes unsung, 15 points. I noticed in the Kick-A-Tin game, you know, he rebounded so well that night. He's another guy that I think people sometimes, in opposing the scout for you guys, they kind of forget about him, but you better not.
Yeah, he's a double figure. He averages double figures a game.
Right.
So if you look at it, he's a senior. He's always guarding the other team's best player. He's unselfish, and he does things. I just think this whole group, they just play unselfish, and obviously I think Craig Brehan is a hell of a coach.
Well, he's coming up on 400 wins, the milestone, last two for you. And I mentioned this with Coach Sinlin earlier. Every team's got to have those guys. That, I mean, you guys have scores certainly with Banks and Farrell Lasser and then Chappelle, but you got to have those glue guys and unsung players. And I think that's starting to round the form for you guys.
And you know this through the years. That's what makes championship runs. It's not the guys that the primary guys. It's the other guys that you have to sub in, the guys that are playing their role. And sometimes you need 1 or 2 guys to play outside of their role, beyond their role, to keep going forward. And as you probably will tell during the postseason, you know, every game is going to be a tough out for everyone. Because look at both games tonight.
Yeah, very true.
Nail-biters.
Absolutely. And Region 5A's been a gauntlet. Lastly, you get the team that's been ranked number 1, I think, in the state since December. And Norview, they got some major weapons with Darden, Hines, Madison. You saw them before. Do you change a whole lot from before?
The one thing we'll change, we'll be more prepared from the start of the game, ready to play, and really to bring some intensity level defensively particularly, because they're a tough team. And we didn't shoot well that day. We just were lethargic for whatever reason, and they deserve to beat us. But we'll be more prepared, believe me, this go-round.
Well, good one with the Bruins tonight over Woodside. We'll see you on Tuesday against Norview.
You got it.
Congrats.
And which player do you